You know, when you think of the smell of mint, your mind probably jumps straight to toothpaste or maybe chewing gum, right? But what if I told you its origin story is packed with drama? We're talking a jealous goddess, a heartbroken god, and a tragic transformation. Today, we are diving into the myth and the surprising might of mint oil.
And that line, well, that's where our story really begins. Because mint isn't just some plant that pops up in your garden. Nope, it's the living legacy of a mythological drama, one that's just dripping with passion, jealousy, and, in the end, a really powerful transformation.
Okay, so the legend goes that Pluto, the formidable ruler of the underworld, became completely and totally infatuated with this incredibly beautiful nymph named Mentha. And right there, a classic tale of forbidden love gets started.
But Pluto's wife, Persephone, well, she was not having any of it. In a fit of absolute jealous rage, she found Mentha and, get this, brutally pounded her into the ground, determined to just erase her from existence.
Pluto was heartbroken. He couldn't bring Mentha back to life. But to make sure his lost love was never forgotten, he transformed her remains into this wonderfully fragrant, healing herb. And so, from this tragedy, the mint plant was born.
Isn't that an amazing paradox? A plant that was born from fiery, uncontrollable passion is now famous for its cooling, clarifying properties. So let's connect the dots and see how that ancient myth links up to the oil's very real effects on our minds today.
And that really is the central question, isn't it? The myth tells us the scent helped Pluto, that it cooled his passion. But what does it actually do for us, in the real world?
And this is where things get really interesting, where the myth and the reality take slightly different paths. See, while the story is all about cooling the heat of erotic passion, the oil's true power today is in cooling the heat of a cluttered, stressed-out mind. It's less about tamping down desire and way more about giving you the sharp, clear-headed focus that just brings you right back into the moment.
So how does it do all this? Well, it gets right to work on your brain. Mint actually stimulates the hippocampus, which is a crucial part of your brain for memory and concentration. This is why it's such a fantastic tool for fighting off mental fatigue or when you're having one of those days with little memory lapses. If you diffuse it in your office or wherever you study, it can create this clean, uncluttered mental atmosphere that you need for real deep work.
Okay, moving on from the brain. Mint oil is an absolute powerhouse for physical stuff too. I'm telling you, it truly belongs in every single first aid kit, and we're about to see exactly why.
For those moments when you need immediate, acute relief, like, say, a sudden dizzy spell, a moment of weakness, or even shock, the method is just so simple. Put a few drops on a tissue, take a deep breath in, and it can bring you around really quickly. It's that fast and that effective. And its versatility is just incredible. For headaches or that tension you get in your neck, a diluted massage on the area can work wonders. Feeling nauseous or dealing with motion sickness, just inhaling it can really help settle things down. And when you've got a cold, mixing it with eucalyptus and tea tree for an inhalation is a super effective combo. Plus, for sore muscles or bruises, it's fantastic in compresses or massage oils.
Okay, check out this wild fact. It just shows you how potent this stuff is. We all think of mint as cool, right? But if you put too much of it in a hot bath, it can actually make your teeth chatter. That's because it's directly stimulating the cold temperature receptors in your nervous system. A perfect, if a little weird, example of its powerful effects on the body.
All right, this is a really crucial point. That minty freshness you taste in your candy or gum, it is a world away from the therapeutic oil we've been talking about. And understanding that difference is absolutely key to getting any of the real benefits.
See, most of the mint flavoring in commercial products is just synthetic. It has zero healing properties. The real deal, the therapeutic oil, is steam distilled right from the plant. That's a process that carefully preserves all the active compounds that make it so incredibly effective.
And if we take a look inside that tree oil, you can see it's a complex blend. Menthol is definitely the star player here, making up a huge chunk, anywhere from 50 to 80%. But as any good aromatherapist will tell you, the real magic isn't just in the menthol, it's in the synergy. The way all these different compounds work together to create the healing effect.
Now, because mint oil is so powerful, it absolutely demands respect. Using it safely is completely non-negotiable. So, let's run through the things you absolutely have to know.
First up, and this is the big one, dilution. Never, ever apply pure mint oil directly to your skin. It should only make up, at most, 1% of any mixture.
That means you've got to blend it with a carrier oil like coconut or jojoba oil to avoid some serious irritation.
Second thing to remember is duration. Your body can get sensitized to powerful oils over time. So to avoid that, any kind of continuous therapeutic treatment with mint oil shouldn't go for more than 3 weeks before you take a significant break. And there are some really critical warnings. You want to avoid it completely if you have hay fever, because it can really irritate mucous membranes. It is way too strong for infants and small children. Also, and this is interesting, it's an antidote to homeopathic remedies, so you can't use them at the same time. And this should go without saying, but keep it far, far away from your eyes. This quote from our source material just perfectly sums up the whole paradox. The right amount can heal you, but an overdose could actually cause the very same problem you're trying to fix. Dosage, you see, is absolutely everything.
So there you have it. We've gone from a tragic Greek myth all the way to a little bottle in a modern first aid kit. A plant born from jealousy that now brings us clarity and relief. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other powerful secrets might be hiding right there in your own garden?